peaceful, the loving shalom. I bid you all shalom. I welcome you. I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad that you found the time to take some time out of your schedule to come sit with the brother just for his morning mental. I'd like to welcome you all. You've never been to the morning mental. Buckle your mental seatbelt. You're in for a ride this morning. I myself, I've been up for a while thinking. And my morning mental this morning is very easy to put a title on. Before I do, I have to give praise to Yahuwah, Yahweh, Jehovah, call him what you want. But you have to give honor and praise to him first before we get started. This morning, I want to talk to the ancestors and the descendants of the ancestors. I want to talk a little bit about why we are separate but equal. We are separate but equal. I'm on my morning mental. I wish you a grand rising. Bid you a shalom. Welcome you into this particular morning mental. You know, it says in this book here, and this is The Destruction of the Black Civilization by Chancellor Williams, which I think should be required reading for all people of melanated descent. Quite an eye-opener. Changes the whole game. But there's one particular piece, if y'all don't mind, that I'd like to pull out and lay on the desk of thought this morning for the melanated folk. Because I'm looking at us, and I'm looking at what looks more like oil and vinegar rather than dark chocolate. I'm looking at what looks more like night and day rather than velvet night. I feel like that. I feel like we're trying to put something together that doesn't go together. You ever thought about that? That sometimes what we're looking for, this elusive idea of unity, is something that, well, maybe the truth of the matter is we're not supposed to put it together. And what I mean by that, I know people say they don't flip out. I'm just putting it on the desk right now. I'm not going to unpack it yet, because I got a few more pieces to put up here with it. Yeah. But let me give you this passage first. And then we're going to come back. And we're going to take a look at it and see how it's applicable on the morning mental. How it's applicable as you go through your day. You look at people and how they act and what they're doing and what they say. Look at it through this lens. And maybe you'll understand why we're having some of the problems that we're having right now. I'm on my morning mental. I don't know if you're not on your morning mental. When I wake up in the morning, I think about stuff. Things that I know I'm not the only one that's thinking. But then when I take those things and I put them into the real world, when I manifest what I'm thinking, y'all lose y'all mind. No matter what I've manifested and put out, because y'all has told me, as soon as I lay it out in front of my people, y'all lose y'all goddamn mind. It's like that song, True Colors. Y'all all show y'all true colors as soon as somebody show y'all a piece of the truth. You wonder why they have hidden mysteries. The reason that there are hidden mysteries is because if they told you everything, why is the ghetto bird out here flying around me this morning? There ain't never been a goddamn airplane. Hold on a second. I know goddamn well they ain't got the ghetto bird out this bitch, y'all. Hold up. This motherfucker. Now, I done introduce y'all to the ghetto ducks. I done introduce y'all to the ghetto fly. This morning, apparently, we have a new guest on the show. It's called the Ghetto Bird, a helicopter that I've never seen before. It's just flying around in the middle of nowhere over a goddamn lake like I'm stupid. Somebody go get the grenade launcher. Y'all go find out. We're not fucking around. Anyway, getting back to the story. What I wanted y'all to understand is that every time I lay something out in front of you, you lose your mind. You show your true colors. And the crazy part about it, it's all to help you. You see, some people cannot believe that some things are too good to be true because in their life, they've never seen it. They don't know how to just walk in faith. They have to question it all the time. They got to poke it and pull it apart until they break it. Or the Creator realizes that you're just not ready for it yet. And so they take it away from you. Maybe we'll try this again some other time. Because you scream you're ready, you say you're ready, you act like you're ready, you talk like you're ready. But when it's time for you to get ready, you ain't ready. For years, I walked around. My motto was, whenever y'all ready, I'm on my morning mental. My mic is killing me. But I want to read this passage to you real quick, and then we're going to get into this. So here's the passage. He says, the precise nature. Now listen to this, listen to this, listen to this, listen to this, listen to this before I say it. They were trying to figure out what type of civilization did we have before we got invaded, before our civilization was ever touched by anybody. What was it like? What was this is through 50, 60 years of research that they did. What was the common denominator that made this civilization of Black people so great? I'm teaching this morning. And the interesting thing that we found out was the precise nature of Africa's own independently developed civilization was a continent-wide study of the traditional customary laws of the Blacks. For example, it enabled us to learn for the first time that a single constitutional system prevailed throughout all of Black Africa. Let me say that again. Let me say that again. Listen to what I said. A single constitutional system prevailed throughout all of Black Africa. Just as though the whole race, regardless of the countless study of African social and economic systems, we lived under a single government. The whole Black continent, 56 countries today, was one civilization, one government. Can you imagine? Goes on to say, a continent-wide study was done to find this out here. A similar continent-wide study of African social and economic systems through the millennials revealed that the same overall pattern of unity and sameness of all fundamental institutions. They were all on code, irregardless of their differences, irregardless of how they lived. Like I said, irregardless of how they spent their money, how they traded, fundamentally, it was all on code. We are separate, yet we are equal. And I teach a little bit this morning on the morning mental. They saying this is how we used to be. Yet today, it's like this the last thing we want to be. What is wrong with this picture, people? Let me get a little deeper on you. I ain't done yet. It goes on to say, there were historical and fundamental bases for real brotherhood, and unity of the Black race could not have escaped the notice of all those Europeans who have been investigating and writing about Africa all those years. But they were shrewd. Massive Black unity would be massive Black power, which of course would reduce white power and its domination of the earth. So white Africanist writers always concentrate on the ethnic differences among Africans, the tribal antagonism, the hopelessness, language barriers, the cultural rise. They even make a separate ethnic group. Don't y'all see what they've done to you? They could not understand your unity. So what they did was they started pointing out all y'all differences, which was the one thing y'all had overcome, which made y'all unified. You could be yourself. You could live in the way you wanted to, people. The difference was y'all all fundamentally abided by the same constitution everywhere. There weren't no 55 different laws in every different state. What is a state? A state is a condition of being, meaning it's a temporary condition. Water, when it's in a solid state, is ice. Water, when it's in a liquid state, is water as you drink it. Water in a gaseous state is steam. The state is nothing more but the condition that has been set by a group of people that you agree to live under. But these people lived under one constitution, fundamentally living their own ways, but at the same time agreeing, this is how we gonna live, this is where we going, this is what's important to us. Y'all not hearing me this morning. We sitting around fighting each other and tearing each other down over our differences or our disagreements. We're acting anything but like true Africans. So we need to stop calling ourselves that. We need to call ourselves something else. Call ourselves the PTSD ADOS plus immigrants. Don't call yourself that which you don't act like no more. It's an insult to these people. Goes on further to say, they even make a separate ethnic group of their own mulatto offspring from black women by classifying them as white in some areas and colored in others. They have taken the kids of interracial couples and telling the kid, you white over here, but you colored over here. The kid all messed up. This whole division game is what was the acid that destroyed the core of the black civilization. Can I talk in here for a minute? And so when I look at this, I have to go back and I have to examine why are we in a state that we're in. We like to blame it on slavery. And I talk a lot about how a lot of our conditioning comes from slavery, but the continued perpetuation of the idea that you're black, that they're white, that he's purple. People like to say, well, they're all human. That's true if you don't dig into the DNA and find out what they really are, but that's just for the sake of argument. And they say to you, well, we all came from the same place, didn't we? That's another discussion for another time. But then they all say, well, why can't we all just get along? Well, here's the problem. We can't get along with you until we can get along with us. And we can't get along with us because you put an idea in our head that the differences between us were so bad that we will fight and kill over them. You conditioned us to this point, and now you can't understand why the machine has taken on a life of its own. You can't understand why black people are always upset about the racist things you do when you're the ones who separated everybody. You started racism, only you can end it. Let's say we had the year of Kumbaya, where white folks just walking around, giving away land, giving away money, just letting you have access to everything they got, giving you credit breaks, giving you loans, just saying, man, don't worry about it. We own the house, not shooting you, not killing you, just politely marching you away and giving you a goddamn sandwich the next time you decide to shoot up a school. But no. We don't live in that world. We live in this world, the one you created. And now you live in the aftermath of what you created, like a Frankenstein monster running around. Our problem is the Frankenstein monster got issues. The Frankenstein monster, the arm is fighting the head is mad at the leg. When it used to be a well-oiled machine. And I had to ask myself, why does this happen? And I teach a little bit more. Deep on the morning mental this morning. We are separate, yet we are equal. So I went back to the ancient books, the gold books, the Egyptian books, and I looked in the book of bronze. And in the book of bronze, there is a piece that it talks about us. And if I could be so kind as to share with the brothers and the sisters, it goes a little something like this. And it's interesting because when you think about the fact that they're talking about us, and these are thousands of years ago, I keep bringing it to y'all attention. There's nothing new under the sun. Please don't DM me while I'm in my morning mental. That's inconsiderate to the other children who are trying to learn. If you're not tuned into the morning mental, Why are you in my DM? Oh, you must be one of those spectators out there who's looking at some irrelevant post where they're trying to tear down the messenger because they cannot understand the message. The message is it's time for us to unify by any means necessary. Stop asking us why we haven't shot nobody, killed a cop or anything like that. You should be glad that we haven't. That means we've been meaning to exist so far peacefully. They don't do that to the white militia. They don't ask them when they're going to shoot a motherfucker. They don't run around asking the white militia, when are you going to shoot a black person? We're waiting for you to shoot a black person. No. Black person hasn't been shot yet. Oh, y'all had a shooting accident. Oh, y'all shouldn't be around no more. Oh, that's the shit y'all do. That's why they're trying to be in my DM instead of knowing that right now what they should be doing is what you're doing. Sitting down, getting your morning mental dose of your mind instead of digging around in mess. But it fits right into what we're talking about right now because he goes on to say, and then it happened that one man became arrogant in the strength of his manhood and pride of place. His thoughts inclined toward himself rather than towards the welfare of the people. He scorned the old ways, declaring the code and tradition an unnecessary burden laid on the backs of men. He said, why should we carry the burden of things which have come down to us from our fathers? How do we know they walked with wisdom? I say that what was good for them is good for us. Because of his unruly speech and his wayward ways, the council banished him for a time and he remained apart. His heart had been humbled in wisdom. But among the children of God, there is always a woman, one of the most desirable, who is fair, who interceded for him so he might return to dwell amongst them. It is being in their code that they always regain their place. 2 lessons right there. Lesson number 1, I'm going to jump on the obvious. How many of y'all noticed that when I was walking with the Nfac, you saw sisters standing to my left and standing to my right, strapped up shoulder? Yeah, how many of you also noticed that there were brothers around the sisters to protect the sisters should we be attacked? In this particular lesson, they just showed you that when man gets full of himself, when man refuses to abide by the wisdom of the elders, when man decides, oh, we don't need to do that no more, when the morals of a people decline, the people soon follow suit. That's what happened around here. Morals and precepts have declined, and now y'all just going right along with the goddamn program. And you're doing things that we don't do no more. You're bringing back things that we had abolished. You're reverting back to your former self as a people. And then when someone touches that painful spot, you cry, oh, I can't believe he did that. Or, as I've heard many times before, when someone actually challenges the fabric of your entire race, you've pushed back. You're pushing back because it's painful to face the truth. We know that. Stop hoping and praying for the salvation to fail that you begged for, that you asked for. Then when you got it, you don't want it. What kind of backwards ass monkey shit is that? But it was the woman that had to step up and intercede for you. It was the woman that had to come and say, Jay, don't just talk about it, do it. It was the woman that said, if you get it together, I'll help you get the people. It was the woman. Yes, brothers, it was sisters that stepped up and said, we sick of seeing our kids getting killed. Do something about it. We sick of y'all sitting around talking about they were blah, 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 the man this, the man that, blah, blah, blah. When y'all gonna step up? So we stepped up. And as soon as we stepped up, guess who attacked us? Other black men. Brothers, if you don't seem to understand, I don't know why you got a bunch of women around, because every black leader that you ever had, every person who stood the post that you ever had, everyone who spoke the truth to power, you killed them. You might have had some help. Somebody might have put the money in your pocket. We are separate, but equal. Separate, but equal. And that is the challenge that we face. Before we can go any further, before we can address another issue, we have to begin, as I've been saying, and y'all just for some reason don't want to hear me. Y'all gonna have to stop hating, and y'all gonna have to address the hate. You see, y'all don't seem to understand that the enemy this is not what they want. I just showed you that that's how they destroyed us before. They broke up our unity. We were unified in spite of ourselves. Y'all don't heard me talk about a United States of Africa. Well, how ironic is it that I just showed you that in the ancient culture that we no longer know nothing about, that's exactly what we had. You damn right they hate me. You damn right I terrify them because I am the walking truth of exactly what we need at this time. And they don't want y'all to hear that. That's the honest truth. They can lie all they want. And your dumb ass can sit there if you want to and buy into. Go ahead and sip the Kool-Aid. On my morning mental. Y'all done got full of yourself. You think more of yourself than you are. It is written. A man who thinks more of himself deceives himself. Y'all not hard-headed. You're not stubborn. You're suicidal. You actually want your demise. I've never seen anything like this. You know, they said that when you take a certain job, most of us always ask, let me see the job description. I'm reminded of one of the other brothers, Jonah. Y'all remember Jonah? He told Jonah to go and tell the truth to a bunch of people, not the people he wanted to rock with. He wanted to go tell it to his people so he could look good, you know, get all the shine, sell DVDs and all of that, and then act like he's an expert on something but never do nothing. He wanted to be that dude, but that's not what y'all told him to do. He said, I want you to go talk to the filthy, nasty people. You know, the ones over there that they ain't got it together. I want you to go talk to the ones that's separate but equal. But when you get over there, they're not gonna like you. Okay, man. So I'm not doing that. I don't want to. Nope. I'm gonna go talk to my folks. I'm gonna go lie to my folks. I'm gonna go over here and throw salt on anybody that threatened the fact that I just want to talk to my folks. I'm being disobedient, but what I'm doing is I'm throwing stuff on. I don't want nobody to know that I'm supposed to be over there talking to the nasty folks, but I want to act like I'm supposed to be talking to the people that can pay for my DVDs, my T-shirts, or just sending cash apps to my little YouTube page. Those are the people. I want to be those people. You didn't do what he told you to do. He told you to go speak to the masses and deliver my message and get us back in one accord. And you have done everything but that. Yet you can sit there and laugh and put on that fake smile and think that I told y'all there's a spirit of karma floating around this planet right now. That's why everything done in the dark is coming to the light. That's why I taught y'all this. Don't ever let somebody tell you something about yourself that you ain't already told them. I use me as an example. Y'all got people running around spreading old news like it's new news, and a lot of y'all, because you ain't done your research, think it's new news. You're going through this whole profile. You'll find out all that shit been addressed for the last 7 years. Yet because I'm now making a difference in somebody's lives, because I'm inspiring people in somebody's life, they can't believe that the person that did all of that could actually be sitting here telling you the truth. They don't want it to be the truth for two reasons. Number one, because it is the truth. And number two, they don't want it to come from me. You see, y'all can't pick and choose when the limo show up what type of limo it is. I just told you I was sending you a limo. You just jump in the limo and take the ride. If I send over a shopping cart, as long as it's going to take you where you got to go, you go and you can fix it along. By the time you get where you're going, you got a shopping cart on dubs. Understand what I'm trying to tell you, but we got to start somewhere. So his sisters was the one who pulled the trigger, which caused me to say, I now will manifest the idea that I have in my head. Don't thought it out. This is what it should look like. No, we're not going to be perfect. We're not perfect. If we were perfect, then there'll be no need for us to exist. But since it's us, y'all stop jumping over the fact that people got the guts to come out their house and try, and you won't even try. You won't even try. That's the saddest part of this whole situation. You share this video. Y'all like to upload my shit and make money off of it. Like I don't see you. Go ahead and upload this and let me say it to the world. Don't say nothing. You won't even try. And if your children are sitting there looking at you talking about, I can't believe my daddy or my mama is sitting there talking shit about somebody who's out here doing something. Somebody I can look at, I can touch, I can see, that gives me some pride, give me some esteem. And my mama and daddy sitting here hating on them. What kind of shit is this? Damn, mama. And then you wonder why I'm fucked up. I'm fucked up because you fucked up, mama. We all fucked up because it's a generational curse. They're not talking here. Somebody say, talk, black man. I want us to be quiet about this. Shh. I'm cooning. What you doing? Stop all that. Now, I want y'all to know that we're on the morning mental talking about we separate, not equal. When the truth of the matter is, all we are is equal. All we have to do. You ever try to do something, and no matter how many times you try to do it, you was your own worst enemy. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Have you ever done something where you just needed to move some stuff out the way, and then you could get it done? No, y'all not hearing me. Have you ever tried to move some stuff in your house, and then you found out that you couldn't move it because you need to move some stuff out the way? Well, most of us fail to realize that to get something done most of the time, you got to move you out of the way. I said it once, I'll say it again. And I'm going to keep saying it until somebody gets it. I lead by example, not by a sample. I've shown you how to do it. Yet all you want to do is sit around and criticize. I've shown you what to read. Yet all you want to do is sit around and criticize. I've shown you how to do something without taking anything from anyone. Yet some of y'all just don't understand how to do it. And last but not least, I've shown you that I'm willing to give my life for you. And some of y'all still don't believe it. So what else do I have left to do to get my point across to you? I figured it out. Nothing. If y'all don't get it by now, you never will. And it becomes painfully obvious to me who goes and who stays. It's just hard for me to accept that it's most of y'all. That's the morning mental. Because until you accept the fact that we are equal and not separate, until you accept the fact that they don't separate us, so why do you? Until you can get past that and stop hating on your fellow brother and sister and get over our differences and realize that's what makes us great. We're just like a crayon box. We're many colors and shades. That's what makes us unique. That's what makes us so envious. Nobody else can do that but us. And if y'all can't get with that and can't go out and love on your own brothers and sisters and help them out when you see something going wrong with them, or try to give a brother, support what a brother doing in spite of they fallacies, if you can't do that, then don't even tune in no more. Don't even stop being nosy. We'll quietly go away and we'll rebuild ourselves over there, and y'all will be all right over here with your peoples and your practices and your falsehoods. We'll all be okay. As I wrap up this facts over feelings, morning mental combination, all I have to say to you is this right here. Get over yourself before yourself gets over you. Handle your business before your business handles you. For all of y'all waiting on the announcement for BlackTube will be operational next week. So look forward to me getting ready to exit Instagram once and for all. I'll leave this account as a record, but I will move on to another platform, and I will no longer have to worry about being interrupted or any of those things. Nfac, that'll move when I move, because when I move, I might lose you in the curve. My name is Grandmaster Jay. I'm not any of those things they say. I'm simply somebody who's trying to lead you back to the truth. This has been the Morning Mental, and I bid you a peaceful day. And most importantly, everybody hates to say this, but I say it and I mean it. I love you, and I bid you shalom. Shalom.